Hey everybody, Glenn Hausman back here with another special report from the Lodging Conference. A little mini-sode, if you would say. All right, so this is great. I get to see our friend, the one and only Chip Rogers over here. Chip, it's so great to see you again in person. I know it feels like we're in different cities, but you're right next to me over here. How you doing?
I'm literally right next to you. But you know, Glenn, you and I have been traveling a lot. This conference really feels normal. I think it's, we're first one in Arizona.
Right.
Some of the regulations are a little bit different. The weather's perfect, but the crowd is like the old time crowd. It's like close to 2,000 people.
I mean,
it feels so normal.
It's ridiculous. The opening night reception was the best lodging conference party I've seen in years. The sense of unity that was there and all of the people that would typically go off to their little dinners, everyone kind of like was together, right?
Yeah, it's been amazing. It really feels right. It's good.
Yeah, for sure. All right. So what's going on in hospitality? I know that you worked really hard with some other folks to make sure that there were these loans available for hoteliers to take advantage of. I'm feeling like enough hoteliers are not doing it, and there's some more opportunity out there. What's going on exactly?
There is. So we worked really going back all the way to the Trump administration, which seems like quite some time ago.
It really does. It's not even a year.
Into the Biden administration, working with our friends at SBA to fix the EIDL loans, the emergency disaster loans.
Right, that's EIDL. Right?
EIDL, yeah. Mm-hmm. And so we were able to do that. And now you can borrow up to $2 million at very low interest rates, many times non-collateralized loans, $2 million per property, up to $10 million per ownership group. So there's a lot of money available, but this fund is going to run out. So I've talked to all sorts of folks, even here at this conference, that have already applied. They're going through the process. But if you haven't done so, you really need to do so, because once this money's gone, they're not going to replenish it again. This is really a one-shot.
They are not going to, because I'm getting the sense that the government feels that we're moving beyond this. They're onto infrastructure bills. They're onto other issues. They're ready to move on because the next election cycle is going to be kicking in before you know it, right?
It seems like it shouldn't be here, but it's going to be here before you know it. No question.
Yeah, for sure. All right. So, Chip, as we're recording this, I'm going home to New York City. I'm taking my wife to go see Hamilton in the city this weekend. But
man, what did you do wrong that required you to have to do that, Glenn?
Please, so much. I mean, it's been 20 years of mistakes happening. But we're very excited to get those tickets. But one of the things is, we did a broadcast at Times Square a couple of weeks ago. There's still a lot of hotels that are closed over there, and it really concerns me. It's been good for some hotels because they're getting a little of the business that's there, but the city still has not yet come back because of the groups, because of international travel. What's going on right now? Because I understand that New York City is acting a little weird with some of these hotels that are closed.
Yeah, the New York City Council is an interesting group, and they have decided that good public policy would be to require closed hotels to essentially pay severance pay on an ongoing basis to employees who may not have worked for them for months and months and months, and of course moving forward.
Right.
Now, the idea that a hotel is closed is pretty self-evident to anyone who understands just basic fundamentals of economics.
Yeah, right.
You close your business because you can't make money.
Right.
Well, if you don't have money and you're not making money, how are you going to pay someone who, by the way, doesn't work for you?
Right.
And so it's just really at the top of the list of horrible ideas.
Yeah.
And it makes no economic sense, and it's going to be extremely destructive.
Right. I mean, it's not even like this is pro-worker. This just seems anti-owner to me, right? I'm a bleeding heart, so I want to make sure people get paid and all that, but it doesn't make sense all of this time later to want to do this. It feels like it's California, not New York. What do you think is going to happen here?
Well, look, it's already passed, and the mayor most likely will sign it. The mayor's had to.
Nobody likes Mayor de Blasio.
He's on his way out the door.
Yeah,
and he's going to sign it here in the next couple of days, most likely. Hopefully, he doesn't, but all indications are he will. And then we'll see what happens after that. I know there are a lot of people talking about a lot of different options, but the idea that you would have to do that as a closed hotel is really unsustainable, because the hotel is closed because it can't make enough money to be open. If you add to that, it just means it may never come open again. And so
you wind up killing the jobs that theoretically you were trying to save. And it's not really helping anybody to pay people that aren't working anyway, because this gets us back to the whole labor issue that we're having. There are plenty of places. My producer, Dave, he works at a hotel. They're horribly understaffed in New York City. People can get jobs in New York City wherever they want to get jobs, in my opinion. So I don't even understand where this is coming from. It seems just very anti the way we all are. So what are you going to do about it? I know you're not just going to sit there, Chip. You're not that kind of a guy.
we're not going to sit there. And unfortunately, at this point in time, Glenn, I couldn't tell everybody what we're going to do about it because we're still in the discussion phases of what our options are. But yes, there will be something done because this idea is so bad. The destructive nature of it could be really gauged in the hundreds of millions of dollars. And so
that's incredible.
Yeah. And it will close some iconic hotels that will never be able to open again.
Right. I mean, for example, the Four Seasons in New York has been closed for a really extended period of time. Yeah. I can't imagine that they're going to be able to reopen. And you look at like the Mandarin Oriental, which opened in April, but it's been a disastrous experience for them. And they're looking to sell at a price way lower than they thought they were worth. So I don't see how any of that works. What's the New York Hotel Association saying about it? I think that's Vijay Dadapani or something like that.
They're very concerned as well.
Yeah.
We work very closely with them, and anything we do, we will do together. No question about it. They do a good job of representing the hotel interest in New York City, and they're extremely concerned about this. There's always been a lot of bad ideas coming out of the city council on things like this. This one takes the cake. I mean, this is a whole different level of bad ideas.
Oh, right. Well, be careful. You might have just challenged them to come up with even worse ones. We don't know.
No, I'm sure they're working on that now.
That's excellent. All right. Anything else that you want to say before we wrap up with you today, Mr. Rogers?
No, sir. Just thank you for what you do, Glenn. You have been a voice of reason throughout this entire pandemic.
And you are a voice of reason, and you've done such incredible things to help our industry. Thank you. And we're going to go to continue to have this mutual love fest because, it just feels so good. All right, everybody. Thanks for being here. We'll be back probably with another mini episode. Who knows when? Not so sure. See you all later.